Let's bring in Dr. Xanthe Mallett, who's the Associate Professor of Criminology at Central Queensland University. Joins us live from the Sunshine Coast. Thanks for joining us again, Doctor. I just want to get your thoughts first up on this secret that Murdoch takes to his grave now, not revealing the location of the body. Is that unusual behaviour for a convicted murderer?
Good evening, Chris. Well, unfortunately not when we look at individuals like Bradley Murdoch. I'm not at all surprised that he didn't tell authorities where he disposed of Peter Falconio's body almost 25 years ago. Next year it'll be 25 years since this awful crime happened. I'm hopeful that he told somebody else perhaps, and that person may now be free to come forward that Bradley Murdoch is no longer a threat.
Yeah, well, obviously the Northern Territory government increased the reward for any information about this just in the last few weeks when they knew that that Murdoch was dying. Presumably that was a lure almost to him, that he might be able to tell someone else, a relative or a friend, so that his sort of dying gift was to give them $500,000 for spilling the beans. Do you think that's still a possibility?
Well, certainly somebody out there may know something. Although Bradley Murdoch chose not to tell the authorities, often in these cases they will tell somebody. It's a very big secret to keep for a quarter of a century. So I do believe somebody out there may know something. That may be an incentive to come forward. $500,000 is a lot of money, and I think that was a strategy employed by the police to try and encourage someone. So it may be that he was going to give a gift potentially to someone, or it may just be that relationships have changed, loyalties have changed. That happens over time. So somebody may be free now to share information they have when they wouldn't have been previously.
Now, this is a particularly terrifying murder. It plays into some of the horror movie fiction series we've seen in the past where travellers in the outback are kidnapped and murdered. This played out in real life, of course. Let's just have a look at some of the coverage back in 2001.
A recent snap in Sydney of Peter Falconio and his girlfriend Joanne Lees sitting inside the combi they bought for their dream trek through the Northern Territory. Now 28-year-old Peter is almost certainly dead. His brother Paul, who still holds a glimmer of hope, asked to read a statement on behalf of the distraught Joanne, the survivor of the outback ambush.
I consider myself very lucky to have escaped and to be okay.
Alice Springs police have received more than 500 calls from the public and authorities interstate as they continue to hunt the elusive gunman.
Now, Xanthe, the question here, I think, is with this sort of behaviour and this sort of murder, and now the murderer, of course, dying, so we know we can't find out anymore. Is there a suspicion that there would be other victims? Is it likely that this would have been a single opportunistic crime, or is it likely that Murdoch might have been a serial killer?
Well, I think that's a very good question, Chris. I know there's some minor offences in Bradley Murdoch's background, but nothing to this scale. But I do think it was particularly heinous. It was apparently premeditated. It looks like he probably identified them beforehand. He pulled them over in a quiet spot. He obviously had planned this crime. I have no doubt he would have abducted and murdered Joanne Lees as well if she hadn't been brave and fortunate enough to escape him. So people tend not to go from 0 to 100. So I would be very interested in looking more closely at Bradley Murdoch's background to see whether there are potential other victims out there.
Thanks so much for joining us, Doctor. I appreciate it. Dr. Xanthe Mallett there from the University of Central Queensland.